Okay, we are early morning, 1:20 a.m., April 17, 2016. Mr. Shane Moran has a great idea that actually it might be a breakthrough in energy and also in physics. We're actually going to be doing more tests on this subject. But we have a drawing here that Mr. Shane came up with. I think it's one of the greatest things I've seen. The ideas, and I would like Mr. Shane to kind of explain this idea a little bit better for you guys.
Okay. So,
It's Mr. Shane. He's also a musician. He's a guitarist. He plays the drums too.
a little bit.
Got a beautiful nice band here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Phantom Space. You check it out.
Phantom Space. You guys
Okay.
want to check that out? Probably.
This is more about what I gotta show the world. So basically, what I'm working with. You gotta imagine it from this perspective to start. This is the floor. This is, the most bottom. Gravity has to pull this part down.
That's Earth, basically.
That is Earth right there. So this line, that's absolute gravity. Wherever you have this mounted, whatever you have this sitting on, you have it sitting on the floor, you have it sitting on the roof, it's sitting on something, and that's solid, and that's where this starts.
Okay.
Okay. So from there.
Looking at that picture, it's different. Let's see, there's a whole bunch of stuff here on this picture happening. Let's see.
So imagine this.
Quite interesting, actually.
This is a bearing. You have a couple sets of them in four corners. Maybe four of them, maybe a whole roll of them. You're going to have to figure it out when we figure out the patent, didn't you? And so, for example, I had 10 inches wide. So let's assume that this bearing system comes also 10 inches wide. And so now, this
10 inches deep, basically. Is that what you're trying to say?
10 inches deep is what
10 inches deep, okay.
So imagine now a cylinder. Like how
What
you
is
have
that? Mr. Shane, is that a... Wow, that's a very nice... It's like half a world.
Imagine a cylinder. And imagine all these gear teeth on the inside of the cylinder. And so now you have the cylinder that is 10 inches deep and however much diameter, always 3.14 from, circumference 3.14 from the diameter. Pretty early in the morning. And so you have all these gear teeth on the inside. And now you have a metal shaft with gear teeth that match the ratio that is this gear teeth. And this also extends.
10 inches also.
10 inches also. So it perfectly meets the inside
of the other
of
object.
our curving wheel. With the gear teeth on it. And so now you have this thing that sits on the bearings with the rod inside with the gear teeth that match it. So right now it's sitting on gravity and this is suspended, and that's all that's happening right now. It does not do anything.
Hey, the youth in Calgary are very smart. These guys are crazy. These guys come up with really nice shit.
So what you have to do to make it do something, well, if this is sitting on the ground at the very bottom of the base of the wheel, let's introduce a magnet. And at a distance, the magnet will not affect this, and it will still sit at the very bottom. But as you bring it closer, and the magnet is at an elevated height from the wheel circumference of the shaft here. Put the cigarette out. As you move it closer, it is going to pull it up, and each groove is going to match into the groove.
Well, I guess your magnet has to be basically somewhere up there for this to push it up, and then the weight of this will bring it down again. Is that what it's supposed to be?
It can be at the predetermined height and angle that we find most suiting when we do the patent.
Probably higher, I would say.
That'd be smart, but we'll have to figure it out, right?
Yeah, of
And
course.
so
Yeah.
when you introduce this magnet now, it's gonna pull this thing up the wheel.
Yeah,
And gravity's gonna want to pull it back down the wheel.
I guess so.
So at some point it's gonna balance out, or it's gonna go back and forth, and it's gonna eventually, as it pulls up and it rotates the gear teeth, it's gonna be spinning the flywheel here.
I see.
And the flywheel is sitting on these bearing system. So what you do to get free energy, now that you have this thing spinning for free, is all you do, you hook up an alternator to your bearing system, and then you pump that into DC voltage, or sorry, it'll be at DC voltage.
DC voltage. It could be AC also converted.
You can get an AC converter chip, but for the most part, I'm pretty sure it's DC voltage. And whatever current you go from there, and then you equal it out to what you need to go into your house or into your car, whatever the fuck this is going to go into, right?
I see.
And now the other angle that we can look at this, and this could be another proprietary part of this patent, and or another patent of its own, is having a system like this, where at one point, a springing mechanism.
Mr. Shane, you come up with all these interesting objects for your idea.
That's how it works when you're innovative. You have to think around the box and use what you're given.
It's quite interesting, actually.
You have to use what you're given, not what you think you're going to get. So this is what you're given right here. I'll teach you.
Wow. So you're giving this free to people?
I want to make this available to the world. I want to prove that I get the DC voltage from absolutely nothing. I get AC voltage from absolutely nothing, whatever the fuck I convert it into. And I want to give that to every person. I want to give that to the people in China. I want to give that to people in Ethiopia. I want to give it to the people in Canada, people in USA, people Russia, people Czechoslovakia, people Sweden, Denmark, China. You know,
the whole world, basically. Yeah, you're kind of. But you know what? I'm sure there'll be a bigger company that would definitely, you know, they would come and use your idea. And you know what? As long as you have a non-profit charity or some percentage of your company, I'm sure Mr. Shane will bring more blessings to you too.
Bless everyone is my goal. I
Oh,
want
hallelujah.
to share this with the world.
Hallelujah.
I'm not here to make money. I enjoyed myself.
Wow.
I stay here. Now I got to help other people enjoy themselves.
Mr. Shane, the way you think is very unique, and not most people think like you. Everybody's kind of greedy. They are thinking of themselves. It's the end times. You know, people have to be nice to each other. People have to be nice. And you know what? The bigger companies and the richer companies should see also people like you. And you know what? They should stretch their arms and, you know, give some kind of advantage and buy the idea from you, or just be partners with you. And hopefully it'll bring to something very great soon. And you know what? Everything is all good.
Yeah.
There's nothing negative here. It's all positive. We do everything for children, for hungry children around the world. We're gonna feed them all as much as we can. And you know what? We're gonna work hard and make this happen. And we're gonna see people happy everywhere, all around the world.
All around the world. So the next part of this is where I could turn this into another patent of its own, another product that we can help people with, another foundation on which you can build upon. And so you have your thing right now, currently at its current state. It's still spinning when you have the magnet close to it, and then it's sitting on the two bearings from both sides. And gravity still sits this thing, pulling it down. And then this thing still pulls down until you introduce the magnet close enough, and then it starts to pull it up, and then you get a DC voltage. So you
Let
got
us
that.
spinning about. I'm sure, Mr.
So we
Shane.
got that established. I'm sorry to cut you off, but this is just where it turns interesting.
It's all good.
So you have now an axle, not so much a bearing, but a point at which this intrudes upon the wheel itself, lifting it up off the second set of whatever bearings. That's what they're called, right?
Yeah.
And so now this thing has pulled it up, and that itself is a switch. You run a current through this. You run a current through this.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned earlier, this could be negative as the ground,
That's correct.
and then this could be the positive, you know, coming from the thing and going actually.
Basically, so it could be a two-way or a three-way switch, basically, and it's all been done by magnetic. So it will never rust, and it will always
sits on
be.
bearings, isn't?
So it's always spinning, anyways, and you know what? It's always going to be the let's say a rolling stone gathers no moss. Is that what they say?
That's what they say now.
So there'll be no rust, no corrosion, nothing. Everything will be smooth all the time with this kind of method. I think Mr. Shane had the greatest idea. Mr. Shane, we have to cut this short because we've got some other ventures that we got to do also. But I'm sure your idea is great, and we're gonna patent this, and some big company is gonna approach you, Mr. Shane, and you know what? He might just kick him
Okay,
from there.
let's just name this thing right here. It's called 100% Magna Power.
Magna Power. Wow. That's gonna be. Hopefully, it'll be powering some cars also with this free energy. You think gonna work on
We're
that?
gonna work on all that stuff.
We're gonna work on
Total
that.
free.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you guys have any other ideas that you can actually join together with us and be one group. And you know what? We're working towards all free energy all around the world. And you know what? We're going to go to the poor countries. We're going to go to all the islands that people are having a problem, getting energy and lights and every kind of thing. And this kind of idea is going to power every home almost, and it's going to be free. So it's a shame. We'll be working with some more free energy.
Total free energy for everyone.
Wow. This is gonna be great. You'll be watching for some new videos after this. There'll be much more videos coming with some great ideas, and we're gonna share and make a great team. And we are looking for volunteers to help with the project. And you know what? We'll be very fair with distributing shares from the company to people who are going to be helping us financially and also physically.
We need everyone's help because we're here to help everyone.
I think that's a beautiful unity in the world, and I hope everybody will be like that in every country in the world, so there'll be peace and no more killings, because we've seen quite a bit
I want to give
already.
it to North Korea. I want to give it to everyone.
And once you love North Korea, Jesus said, when you love people, even your worst enemy will start becoming friends. And you know what? Nobody will be thinking of any war or any kind of killings. Thanks so much. And we gotta have to go to sleep, so we gotta work tomorrow.
Yeah. And then one day, no one will have to work again, because it'll all be free energy.
You guys can have fun and be on the ocean and swim and be with your children for free all the time. Have a good night, and we'll talk to you again. Bye.